Do you want to open it up to everyone or?
I got a question for y'all before we do that.
Oh, what's up?
Favorite Disney movie?
Princess Bride.
Oh,
It's owned by Disney. 20th Century Fox has Disney.
Give me a better answer.
Fine.
the first Toy Story.
You got a friend in me. Come on.
You got a friend in me.
Well, no, that's
That was
Pixar.
hard. That was hard.
Pixar.
Come on now.
That's Pixar.
You
would
went to
give a
Princess.
non-
Wait. He can't go.
If you can watch it on Disney Plus, it's Disney.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then
well,
the Princess Bride.
Okay, all right. Cool.
And then if there's totally different way
So
color, and then the picture of the same Pixar.
That's true. I mean, like a little light thing.
yeah,
I love that little light thing.
me too.
They should make a movie about that.
They had a little short about it, but I love. Someone made a VR version where they're the eye,
Oh.
and so you're being stomped by the lamp. It's funny.
Sounds intimidating.
Oh,
There's It's traumatizing.
There's a video. It's traumatizing.
Pleasant.
But it's funny too.
How pleasant. The only time that I went to Disney, and me and my family went to Disney, almost 2-3 years ago. I made it my mission to get on the Pixar screen before the movie starts, and he's jumping on the ball with the star, the yellow, blue, and red ball. I was like, I'm gonna find one of them things, and I found one of them things in one of the shops, and I
found a
got that
Luxor ball?
thing, and I took it home. I was so happy, and I got we got Christmas ornaments because it was like months away because we had it in the summer, and
Hanging.
huh? Oh yeah, let's get it. I'm sorry. They had a lamp about to step on the ball, that ornament, and I was like, that's mine. That's mine
Yeah.
right there. Made me so happy.
All right. So you want to open it up to the audience?
Let's do it.
All right.
Who got
So-
questions?
Tori.
So my question is, like, what advice would you give somebody who's like getting into a certain word?
Write a bunch. Just keep doing it. If you were to ask me, my first 10, 15 poems, I think are trash. I'm not a huge fan of them. But the exercise of writing makes you a better writer. I also think that for me, writing is almost like a spiritual discipline. It's a place I get to like worship and meet with God. And so it makes me a more honest person when I'm putting my feelings out there. This is like some weird like psychology stuff, but like if you are able to name an emotion, it gives you more power over that emotion. Doesn't make it go away, but it helps you at least to grapple with it. When you don't name it, it's almost like you're reaching. You ever like get like a shell in an egg when you're cracking some eggs, and it's like kind of hard to touch it. If you don't actually name it, then like dealing with that emotions, like the egg, the emotions like that egg, the shell in the egg, it's like swimming around. You can't really put a hand to it. You can't really have any control over it. The moment you name it, the moment you give volume to it, it helps you navigate better. And so whenever you exercise writing, it's helping. Like, especially if you write like on physical paper, it's matching like the left side of the brain and the right side of the brain, where you're actually dealing with some of the things you're thinking and feeling. So I would just encourage, like, if you plan on writing, do it a bunch. If you plan on singing, do it a bunch. If you plan on whatever it is you want to do it consistently. And Paul has a thing he says in 1 Corinthians 10:31. He's like, whatever I do, eating or drinking, anything, I do it all to the glory of God. I think there's a way in which we tend to separate our creativity and our relationship with Jesus, as opposed to like seeing our discipleship of Jesus in our creativity. And so write to the glory of God, and I think beautiful things will come from it. Sweet, yeah. Traumatic experiences? Yeah, I stubbed my toe last night, and it was that was a tough
That's traumatic, man. I've been there before.
It's a tough time.
I mean, you start singing Whitney Houston. I mean,
Yeah, that voice goes up there. No, for sure. I mentioned one in the talk earlier. So both my sister and I were sexually assaulted when we were 5 and 6 years old, and that was hard. I think a lot of my childhood was marked by that, and so without dealing with it, in typical fashion, when you're a younger kid, you don't necessarily know how to deal with those things. I was expelled from 3 different schools, suspended from every school I went to. Me and education had like a rough relationship just because I was acting out of, young body, big emotions, didn't know how to deal with it. Ended up going to like counseling and therapy and stuff like that, and had like support from family, but my mom and my family didn't know what happened until like years later. And so fleshing all that stuff out, I think it took time, and healing. And I talk about how following Jesus led to healing, but it wasn't like an instantaneous thing. It was a process. But I think he's been faithful to bring healing in a beautiful way that looks like doing life honestly with my community, my family, and being able to talk about it from places of a place of healing. So, yeah. Dope question.
One question.
Yes.
Different kind of question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna just pick back with what he just said. What's your favorite Harry Potter movie?
That's a good one. Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Personally, Goblet of Fire.
I like that one a lot. But I feel like Harry was still more in the running phase.
I mean,
I feel like the first
Goblet of
Deathly
Fire
Hallows
and
like
Azkaban.
Azkaban's good too. It's a good story.
Lupin.
Great movie. I think really, like largely slept on. Me and the missus watched it, and we try to like teach our daughter what movies to like, so we don't have to watch movies we don't like. And so like if she wants to watch a movie that I'm not into, like the My Little Pony movie, surprisingly good. But like at first I was like gonna like use weird like Jedi mind tricks to make her not like that movie. But then once I like it, I'm like, oh yeah, we'll rock with that. So we liked Luca a lot. We kind of programmed our kid to watch it. It's a good time.
See, Luca was a great movie. I mean, like,
I love the little music of it. Like,
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Great story, friendship.
And I love the artwork of it. It was very different, and I really liked that.
Silencio, Bruno.
Ooh. Bilingual.
Does anyone else have any questions? Or
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Get it, buddy.
So, your father, what would you say to your children and these children?
I'm gonna talk about this a little bit tomorrow in this sermon. I think that I think not having a dad around, for me personally, made me not really know the value or the importance of a dad being around. You know what I mean? Like having something being vacant doesn't necessarily give you an appreciation for it just because it's absent. But on the flip, being a dad is, no cap, probably the greatest thing ever. And it really is. And I think what I learned in being a dad, two things, I guess a third if you think about my dad. So as it pertains to my father, I felt like I used to have an anger towards like his absence, and I now grieve what he didn't get to experience. You know, like I think he really missed it, because yes, it's work, and yes, it's trying, but it's literally the most life-giving thing there is, which I think is a lesson for us. Like there may be difficult things hidden. Are the difficult things that hide the beauty of experiences. So just because something's hard or difficult doesn't mean that there's not beauty in it. But two lessons I get from like being a dad. One is like we were talking about earlier. God didn't just forgive messes. He doesn't just say, "Hey, it's okay," but keep you in the mess. Like I think the role of a parent, the role of a good father is to step in and to do life right alongside. That doesn't mean that God's going to fix everything in our lives, but I do think that there's a presence. That is an absolute blessing. So that's one. Second thing I would say is that I think a father gets a bad rap for being the corrector all the time. I can tell you my mom was a huge corrector. Not something that's limited to just a dad. But there is an interesting language that Jesus uses whenever he talks about the Father. It's always tender. It's never this harsh, judgmental, fire and brimstone God. Whenever he talks about the heart of the Father, it always seems tender. And that's something I try to be as a father, like a tender presence, not an angry, malicious, you got to do right type presence. But like I know no one. It's a tight competition between me and my wife. I know no one who wants better for my kids than me, and I think that's how the Father is. Like I think he legit loves you in a way that it's wild how much he loves you, and that comes off and harm, or comes off in correcting, and maybe it may seem kind of harsh in some areas, but it all comes from a place of love. So yeah, I think the heart of the Father is tender, and it's dope being a dad. Go for it. You have one behind you too.
What would you say to your teenager self and these teenagers?
I think my teenager self, no matter what I say, would not listen. Like I was a turd of a kid. And so I don't think I would tell me much. I think what my teenage self would have wanted to see was how long are you going to stick around, and which I guess maybe this is maybe more of an encouragement to the church and the leaders. But what you need at that age, at this age, is not a profound word. It is a consistent presence. Anybody who is willing to show up consistently in life, they've invested in the right to speak into your life. You know, I had several people, prolific speakers, who I've heard preach, and I mostly just mocked them. And at the end of the day, whatever I could offer him this weekend, I feel like is hopefully it's God's word, it's his heart, his intention. But what's going to really build the life of the kingdom within any of you guys is going to be the consistency of the leaders that you have pouring into you. And so I'm hoping to offer resource and tool and fuel to the fire, but ultimately consistent presence any day of the week is going to beat out profound words. And so I wouldn't tell teenage me a whole bunch until I stuck around him for a long time, because I know he wouldn't care.
Anybody else?
I feel
like he was gonna ask how old I was, and you were like 29-year-old low, and he was like, darn.
Also, okay, this is gonna be kind of like he's been saying like Harry Potter and Luca.
Shoot.
And it's almost that time. So, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Easily The Grinch, no competition, best one ever.
Which
Grinch.
one?
That's not even a question, but I'll answer it.
The Jim Carrey.
The Jim Carrey Grinch is the first one. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a tight race between the animated one and then the new joint. I'm gonna go with the animated one, but the new joint's not bad.
It's not bad, and it gets a bad rap. Also,
Benedict Cumberbatch, awesome.
Also, what's your favorite Christmas movie? We're gonna go around all three of us.
The Grinch. Say The Grinch.
It
Every other answer
minus
wrong.
peer pressure. It actually is the Grinch. It actually is. It's the Jim Carrey Grinch. I love Jim Carrey, man. Right behind that, and it's just a growing up as a kid kind of movie. You've heard of Jingle All the Way?
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I've never seen it.
Turbo Man.
Kids don't watch this, but 8 Crazy Nights by Adam Sandler. Y'all seen that joint?
I have not.
You seen it? You shouldn't watch that movie.
You shouldn't have told me that.
I gotta watch that.
I'm gonna get it, and it's gonna be for Bo. But it's for, you understand?
Yeah. That's how it works.
It's for Bo though.
Devin, ask me the question.
Huh?
Ask me the question.
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
And I'm gonna have it right when I say it.
Elf.
The Princess Bride.
He had to throw it back there again.
It is a Christmas movie. If Die Hard is a Christmas movie,
Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is a
Die
Christmas
Hard is a movie at Christmas.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There is a Santa on his closet.
My entire name is Lauren Excel Alaman, but I was called Lolo when I was a kid, and that doesn't sound quite as gangster as I feel. So I dropped one of those lows, and now it's just low.
Good questions, Nehemiah. Good questions.
Nehemiah coming with the good questions, bro.
I know, right?
What kind of anime do you watch, Nehemiah? All those are good. I'm a huge fan. My Hero Academia is really, really good. I haven't watched the new Sword Art Online because there's like 8 of them. But like the first 2 I watched, and they're really, really good. I'm watching Demon Slayer right now. I just started watching that joint like last week, and it's epic. Who that? Cooking Bobo? Never heard of it. I'll check it out.
Personally, I'm not an anime guy, so.
That's because you're wrong.
I know what I would say in this situation.
Superpower, like that means that a hero has to have had this power previously, or I can just make up a superpower. Okay, I'll let y'all go.
Okay, actually, mine is 2. Sorry, it's one of the other I couldn't choose. The power of time, like whether like traveling back in time and pausing time, and possibly shape shifting.
But what if you create a multiverse?
Well, I guess
Inevitably, you will.
I would say I guess we'll see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man.
I love it. Can't wait for that.
Oh, me too.
I've always been inclined to want to be invisible. Like, and first I just wanted, when I was a kid, I used to want to be invisible just
Devin,
to be
we love
invisible,
you.
to like hide.
You don't
But
need to
now,
be
like,
invisible. We love you.
That was so touching.
I know, right?
But I would want to be invisible so I could like subtly change situations in a good way. Like, cause you know, if I could be invisible and be in different places, like in a short amount of time, I would like catch little details to keep situations from going bad that nobody else could.
I do like
All I'm
So
gonna say,
invisibility.
I know what my dad would say in a heartbeat. His wedding ring is the ring of power. That's all I'm saying.
Ring of power.
From
Power.
It's a good question. I think I would make myself the genie and give myself
Which genie? Robin Williams or Will Smith or
the Robin Williams one easily. But I'm giving myself the power to grant my own wishes. I finagle the system to give myself unlimited wishes and unlimited power.
you can't do that.
No,
That's
my power.
that's like illegal to the
It's
genie.
my answer. It's
rules.
my,
Genie
it's, my,
hacker.
it's my dream. It's my power.
Okay.
I just did.
And that's what it is.
I picked the power of all powers. Matter of fact, My Hero Academia, one for all, or all for one.
The
It's the power of all
Musketeers?
powers.
Oh.
Yeah. What you got, CJ? Marvel.
Marvel. I think no questions,
Could
Marvel.
nip that right in the bud.
Marvel has some of the best stories going right now, and and then like WandaVision, Loki, What If was awesome.
I haven't watched What If yet, but this
What
is
If is cool, and it's
true.
canon, and they got a bunch of the actual voice actors. They even got
Did they get Chadwick Boseman?
They
for that?
did.
Wow, that's cool.
Chadwick did all of his vocal stuff
That's dope.
before he passed. Yeah,
It's that guy, man.
me too. I understand that.
Yeah.
So.
Last question. What has been your favorite place to visit up in this point in your life, and why?
Favorite place to visit.
I'm intrigued in this answer. Really am.
You know what's really interesting? I love going home. Like after leaving, like my home in Mississippi. Home is way more dope when you don't have to live there. You know what I mean? Like going back and visiting your family and visiting your hometown. It's just it's life giving to see a place with like nostalgic eyes. Like you grow up like loathing being there. Like I hated moving to Mississippi, and now it's my favorite place to go back to. So I think like distance make the heart go fonder. Like I think I was only able to see the blessing of my hometown after leaving it, and I never plan to live there. But it's great to visit.
Yeah.
I think same is true with California, right? I go back to like see my family. I couldn't live there, but like going back to see like my folks it's good.
What about you, Tevin? What's your answer about that?
The favorite? I have to go there a second time, but Washington, D.C.?
I've never been to DC.
Nope. I'm T.
And I'm Jared. Or
And
Jay,
I'm Hood.
whatever we want to do this, but
And this is EpicTalk
Epic
signing out. Until next time, we love you guys. Be blessed in all that you do.
and
You'll
we
hear
bid
from us
thee
soon.
adieu.
That's right.
This is epic.
Epic.